My first job as a manager involved managing a group of 150 employees, allocating work, monitoring performance, and planning daily tasks. Looking back, I thought the best way of managing such a large workforce is to make them like me. For the first 6 months, I lived with the conviction that I was actually achieving that. But after endless weeks, after hour call outs, and impossible conflict resolutions, I was told by a person leaving I was not respected enough for them to stay. Hard lesson. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if I make that decision, they might not like me? Or if I push too hard, I'll lose their trust? Or if I'm honest, I might hurt someone's feelings? Yeah, I most certainly did back then, and it took me years of managing to realize the very hard truth. Being liked is not the same as being respected. In fact, chasing likability as a leader can sometimes cost you the very respect that you need to lead effectively. Now, let's talk about it. Young managers typically follow my story. They make themselves overly available. They avoid difficult conversations. They sugarcoat feedback. And if someone pushes back on a decision, they second guess themselves just to keep the peace. For a while, it works. But slowly, something starts to shift. Deadlines get looser, accountability fades, and when they need the team to really rally up and deliver during the crunch time, there's silence. No urgency. No ownership. But why? Let's break this down. Being liked is about emotional connection. Friendly, warm, and relatable. People enjoy your presence. Being respected, on the other hand, is about professional credibility. You're consistent, principled. You make hard calls. You earn people's trust even when they don't agree with you. And here's the twist. You can be liked and not respected. But you can also be respected without being universally liked. One helps you feel good. The other helps you lead well. Now, if this is that common, why do so many leaders fall into this trap? Because we're human. We want a connection. We want to be accepted. Many of us were promoted because we were great team players. And the shift from peer to manager is hard. Suddenly, you're expected to challenge your old teammates, set boundaries, and force standards. That emotional tension between wanting to be liked and needing to lead is real. And if left unchecked, it can turn into people-pleasing leadership, which ultimately helps no one. When we prioritize being liked above all else, we avoid conflict. Even when it's necessary, we dilute expectations to stay agreeable. We delay tough decisions, and we confuse being nice with being effective. What happens then? Teams lose direction and high performance get frustrated. Trust quietly erodes, not because you're mean, but because you're unclear or inconsistent. Respect does not come from being agreeable. It comes from being fair, principled, and honest. So, how do you shift from being liked to being respected without becoming a cold, distant boss? There's a framework that helps deliver just that, and I'm going to share it with you, that what worked for me, and so many others that I shared my experiences with. Let's talk about what earns respect. There are 4 points. The first one is clarity. Be clear about goals, expectations, and consequences. Vague leadership breeds confusion and frustration. Number 2, consistency. Say what you mean and follow through. Your team should never have to guess how you react. Number 3, courage. Be willing to have hard conversations. Avoiding discomfort might protect your image, but it weakens your leadership. Number 4 is empathy without compromise. You can be compassionate and also hold the line. These are not opposites, they are partners. Critically, we have to remember that leadership is not a popularity contest. So let me say this again. Leadership is not a popularity contest, and you are not there to win votes. You're there to create an environment where people can thrive. That means making tough calls. You'll have moments when people disagree with you, when they feel frustrated, and that's okay, because when the dust settles, they'll remember if you were fair, if you listened, if you led with integrity, and that in the long run matters more than being liked. Now, I want to stress here that I'm not talking about being a nasty always. attacking and on the offense manager. That's terrible, and you and we should do better. What I'm saying is that being competent and leading does not have a prerequisite of getting a Christmas card from everyone. So to my fellow managers, leaders, decision makers, I say this from my 20 years of managing. Do not fear losing likability. Fear losing your ability to lead. Respect will carry you further. It builds trust, it builds culture, and eventually it even builds the kind of admiration that runs deeper than just being liked. If it sounds familiar, drop a comment below. Have you struggled with the balance between likability and leadership? I'd love to hear your story. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, it's not about being liked, it's about being someone worth following.